And a pleasant good evening to you from the KXN Live studios. I'm Billy Gates, and this isn't really my show. It's Nick Bannon's show. It is the Nick's First Warning. And there he is. There's the star of the show.
How's it going, Billy?
I'm just here to talk a little bit and push buttons. So Nick has his most recent weather blog up on KXN.com talking about new outlooks for December and meteorological winter released by the NOAA here recently.
Yeah.
So Nick, just kind of give us the high level view of how these outlooks have changed from the last time you issued them.
So the bottom line is that there's never just one outlook from the Climate Prediction Center and NOAA. They issue sort of their big fanfare outlook in the middle of October for winter. And remember, meteorological winter is December, January, and February. So we're just 2 weeks away, basically, from the beginning of meteorological winter. So they issued their first winter outlook last month, and then they updated it at the beginning or the middle of November. And so that's sort of their last gasp attempt at the forecast for winter before winter actually begins. So the outlook changed a little bit, and we're going to be talking about that. They also released their December outlook, their latest edition of that, the mid-November release of the December forecast. We'll talk about that first, of course, December being the first month of meteorological winter, and then we'll talk about what changed with the December outlook and the winter outlook, Billy.
Currently here, a picture of the weather cam from the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center there in Southwest Austin. So, I mean, just kind of give us the rundown for December, Nick. I mean, what's going on with the outlook there, and how has it sort of changed?
Yeah, so let's look at it big picture then, and we'll focus on December. We'll focus just on our region here, Central Texas and Texas as a whole. So as we take the weather graphics, what you'll find is that the December rainfall outlook, unfortunately, is not wetter than normal. We are still in a drought here in Central Texas, and we need wetter than normal months to start piling up here if we're going to dig ourselves out of the drought. But we need to get to the wetter than normal conditions to add up again and again. And I think we're still on the web, but if we can take Max 1,
okay.
Then we can talk about the December outlook. So the latest iteration of the December forecast is for near normal conditions throughout really the majority of the state. Now, near normal isn't terrible. If we had near normal month after month, that wouldn't be so bad because we would get average rainfall, and then we would just hope here and there for above average rainfall to help us get where we need to be. But unfortunately, near normal does not do us all that well to take a dent in the drought and get us out of it. Near normal just keeps things status quo. It keeps rain occasional, and it keeps us from really getting worse as far as a drought would be concerned, but it doesn't allow us to dig ourselves out of a drought all that much. And as you look live at the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center, we still have some drizzle out there now on what was a damp and cool Sunday. But the type of rain that we had here today is not going to help a whole lot either. So we're looking ahead to December, which should also be near normal for rainfall. And the eastern part of the state wetter than normal. Billy, I know we're having a little bit of technical problems
These graphics aren't doing what they want to do.
If you want to take the web article, then I'll just direct you to the December section, which is toward the bottom, and then we can focus on that.
They are not doing what I want them to do. Here we go.
Okay, so let's get to December 1st, which is to the bottom of the article. We're in the winter section. There we go. There's the December rainfall outlook, which is near normal for most of the state until you get east of us, and then it trends wetter than normal. Now, as we scroll farther down, Billy, we can get to the December temperature outlook, which is also near normal. Now, in truth, the exact verbiage to describe the temperature and rainfall outlook is equal chances, meaning we have equal chances of being a little warmer than normal, colder than normal, or actually near normal. There's no clear indication one way or another or a clear signal, I should say, that points us toward leaning warmer, leaning colder. So near normal is sort of the way of describing that there's nothing pointing us to be either warmer or colder. So in general, it looks like a fairly average month. Now, scroll down a little bit more. We can talk about what is normal for the month of December. And that is highs in the beginning of the month, averaging in the upper 60s, and by the end of the month, low 60s. And we get about 2 3/4 inches of rainfall. That's our 5th driest month. But perhaps temperature-wise, our 2nd coldest month should stand out for you here as being something of note. January's coldest for winter and for the year. December 2nd coldest, and February is the 3rd coldest month. So that helps to set the stage for you a little bit. Now let's talk about the winter outlook. And if you go, there we are, Billy, right there, because this is sort of the big takeaway from this winter outlook. Billy, if you want to scroll to the far right with that little scroller,
Yeah.
We'll show you what the original winter forecast was that came out in the middle of October. That was for wetter than normal. And as we get toward those darker shades of green, the confidence of being wetter than normal just goes up and up and up. Okay, so we were firmly in the wetter than normal when the winter outlook came out from NOAA and the Climate Prediction Center in the middle of October. Then if you scroll that thing to the left, this is the November update. And while areas to the east of us are still firmly in the wetter than normal, we're basically on the edge of wetter than normal versus equal chances, which would basically put us to near normal rainfall would generally be the expectation there, or at least no signal of wetter, drier, or normal. So unfortunately, this is not a good development, Billy, because we've been counting on this El Nino pattern to bring us beneficial extra rainfall during the month of December, January, and February, and that still may happen. This is by no means saying that El Nino is not going to affect us here this winter, and sometimes it just takes one wet week, one big storm that doesn't move a whole lot to more than bring us enough rainfall. But it just means that the outlook is less certain about us getting that extra rainfall that we so badly need.
And I think, when people see winter weather, wetter than normal, they also think maybe it's going to be colder, maybe it's going to, snow, ice. I mean, is there any sort of kind of idea what might happen from like a frozen precipitation standpoint? Because I know a lot of folks are worried about that for good reason.
Right. So Chief Meteorologist David Yeomans and I actually did a little winter weather special together a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and what you find typically, and you may actually be able to see this in the graphic further up on the page, is that warmer than normal conditions, that's the one.
Here we go.
Warmer than normal conditions usually exist to the north of us and into Canada, and also to the northwest of us in an El Nino winter, based on the typical track of the jet stream in El Nino. So what that usually means is, if you think of where our cold fronts come from and where the cold air usually drops in from, that's north and northwest of us. And if those areas are warmer than normal through the winter, we will usually not see as many extreme cold outbreaks during an El Nino winter, because the cold air, where it's coming from, north and northwest of us, is usually not as cold. That being said, typically in an El Nino winter, we are cooler than normal because we get more rain, we get more cloud cover, and that just knocks down the temperatures naturally when you have rain and clouds around. But we just don't get as extreme the cold here in central Texas. We can still have some exceptions to that, of course. But that's the general thinking here. And you can see the specific outlook is for equal chances of warmer, near normal, or colder. And if not near normal, is where the trend goes just northwest of Austin for the winter. So we're not seeing anything standing out as far as being much colder or even much warmer for the winter months. It would appear to be near average here. And average wouldn't be too terrible for us in the winter, and certainly would continue to give us a nice break from the above average temperatures we've had so much of this year.
So what you're saying is that as soon as we get our first little cold snap, it isn't necessarily prudent for people to go buy everything at H-E-B, the grocery stores, and and kind of go a little bit crazy just because it gets a little bit cold.
You know, we've already had in some places
Right.
our first freeze of the season, which actually happened a little earlier than normal. But you know, it's always good to be prepared, of
Sure.
course. But we're just not
Good
forecasting. We're just not forecasting dramatic, extreme cold here this winter. But you know, with that latest update, unfortunately, less confident about it being a super rainy winter either.
And boy, do we need the rain.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And of course, Billy, on the blog on KXAN.com, even more specific information on what you can expect, and you can review some of these maps too.
Yes, KXN.com. The story's right there on the front page. It's front and center right there for everybody to be informed and enjoy. Nick Bannon, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll do this again next Sunday at 5:45. This is going to be a standing little show for us.
Yeah.
Nick's going to come on, and he writes a weather blog every Saturday, and then he's going to come on every Sunday, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, and the general idea is, with it being called Nick's First Warning, we're just looking ahead at something that is beyond the scope of the 7-day, giving you a little bit of a preview about some changes in the not too distant future, and giving you an early heads up about that.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Nick, for coming on. And for Nick Bannon, I'm Billy Gates. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you again soon.